The aromatic evergreen mountain shrubs endemic to California was botanically known as Chamaebatia foliolosa, and was prevalent in the lower Sierra beneath the ponderosa pine and Douglas fir, but was commonly referred to all as mountain misery. Gary could tolerate the creosote-like smell and gummy resin texture foliage, but the adverse consequence of a dry, dusty surroundings made for an uncomfortable carnal environment. The only available water at prospective building site, 2 miles from the way stop of Pioneer, was from the flowing spring exiting from the abandoned mine about 200 yards down an old logging drag trail. These first trips to the Sierra retreat was to erect the prefab storage and makeshift sleeping platform, and do some clearing of brush, mountain misery, and what would be the never-ending raking of years of accumulated pine needles. Gary and his inherent sister Nancy were on a discovery mission, the two gaining access, proceeding down the old logging drag trail toward the abandoned mine with its flowing spring. Noticing what appeared to be a small structure somewhat hidden against the hillside bank, Gary having given it no notice in the past but this time pausing, approaching what appeared to be a small storage shed, discovering it was an entrance to a 5-foot opening, accessing the hillside. The two entering the hillside cauldron, disclosing what appeared to be the beginnings of a mine. The recess abruptly ended, but what caught their attention was an endowed wooden box, labeled DuPont Explosives, Dynamite. The box is accommodating several 1¼ by 8" wrapped sticks of the explosives. Noticing there were no fuses or caps connected to the charges, or even in the box, he recalled his parents talking about a man named Dozier, owning a large section of the land and in all probably the dynamite belonged to him. With the discovery, the two continued on, deciding to leave the logging drag path following a deer trail, and behold, they came upon the remains of a cabin, long since removed from service, blending with the generations of wilderness surrounding it. Most of the cabin use long departed, but the walls of this domain attempting to stand at attention, bearing witness to its seasoned past. Gary noting, the cabin would be worth researching for evidence of its genealogical past, acknowledging one person's discard could be another's treasure. The 15-year-old optimist knew that the cabin area retained refuge of yesterday's contents, and might be productive. Before commercial logging was instigated, gold was perceived to be the only presence of value in this domain. The teen having learned to recognize the billboard signs of past mining activities. The telling sign of tailings, which can be easily deduced on the sloping hillside from their deposit embodiment. He survived the grounds at the cabin site, looking for tailings or signs of penetration with collocation activity in the hillside, meaning a possible mine entrance but now hidden. A discovery on this first effort was elusive, but there would be another. Retracing their ascent, they stopped at their aqueous sourcing mine, indulging in the cool spring water. Gary again taking notice of rails that trailed out of the mine, their ties having rotted away in bygone years. Standing at the entrance, the blatant odor and darkened dampness accounting from the mine, presented a contemporaneous aura, as if expecting an encounter. He paused, straining to visualize what lay behind the darkened void, but to no conclusion. Turning about, he would traverse another time with a light source, and for now save the flow of his compassion, concluding this first trip revealed the unlimited prospect for seeking the undiscovered. He was well aware of those in the past, searching, hoping for financial redemption through mineral acquisition. The teen having come to reason, what was meaningful to him was not expectations, but the quest.